Good evening. I am honored to be here tonight to speak to you. I am running for the President of the United States, and I believe I can make a difference in our country. We have been faced with some of the hardest challenges ever in our history. We've had 6 hard years economically with high unemployment and low sales. We are uncertain and unhappy about the future of our medical care, and we have serious security concerns because of the conflict and unrest around the world. I would like to address 3 key areas and also talk about our great country in general. I care deeply about this country and the wonderful people that make us who we are and define America. Our country was founded on the principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have accomplished great things and have always tried to overcome any obstacle before us. In the last century, we have fought in 2 world wars, the Vietnam War and the Korean War. We are now fighting the war against the Taliban after they attacked our country on 9/11/2001, destroyed our Twin Towers, and killed more than 2,000 people. Freedom is not free. Maintaining peace and freedom requires a monumental effort, both on the front lines of the war and at home. We have seen our ancestors fight and sometimes die in these efforts to preserve our freedom and peace. Our great country is still the most protected nation in the world. We are the most influential nation in the world, and most importantly, we are the strongest nation in the world. We cannot take the attitude that we will just survive or that we will settle for less than the best. Our ancestors came here 400 years ago to improve their lives and to achieve more than what was possible in the countries where they were born. They desired more than just survival. They desired the best that was possible. They came across the ocean and they risked everything to come here and achieve their dreams. They desired freedom of speech and freedom of religion. They desired to own land and work the land. And once they arrived and became settled, they then had to fight England to finally establish their freedom in the 1776 Revolutionary War. They did not settle for less than freedom. Freedom from control, freedom from taxation, freedom to choose, and to achieve the best that was possible. We cannot now sit down and stop defending those rights. We are entitled to those rights. Why should we now undo all that our ancestors fought for over 100 years? Our unemployment has been the highest of any other time in our history, with the exception of the Great Depression when it got as high as 50%. Are we going to wait until the numbers climb and match the despair felt during the Great Depression? Or are we going to learn from history and act now? During that time in the 1930s, our country never gave up hope, and our government was able to create hundreds of thousands of new projects and new jobs to improve our country. President Franklin D. Roosevelt created the New Deal and worked diligently to help our country survive and prosper. The programs in the New Deal were bold and creative. They were meant to exhilarate and vitalize our spirits as well as our economy. Parks were built, roads were built and improved, trees were planted, our military was armed and prepared for war, women joined the workforce, everyone contributed to the war effort, minimum wage laws were set, maximum work hour laws were set, and children were protected with the new child labor laws. FDR developed a strong relationship with the American people by talking to them on the radio and going to visit them where they lived and worked. As a result of FDR's work, the American people voted him into office 4 times. They believed he cared about them and this country. They could see his work and the improvements he made. I would be this kind of president, seriously interested in your problems. I would work hard to create new programs that provided jobs for you and your children. I would earn your trust by delivering on my promises. I would involve the public and the House and the Senate in creating these programs, and I would involve the states in implementing these programs. A committee will be set up for each state that will develop and implement the programs. Some of the programs could be road improvement, bridge improvement, park improvement, erosion control with tree plantings, and other similar ideas. One great solution is where there are national crises due to tornadoes or hurricanes or floods or fires or earthquakes. Those are opportunities to provide jobs for people that are unemployed at the same time we are assisting those that were injured in some way by the natural disasters. Those areas need to be cleaned up and rebuilt. This will help injured parties as well as unemployed people. This will help all their families. The morale of all involved will be lifted and hope will be restored. Another great solution is to employ people to remove empty, rat-infested houses that have been sitting empty for years and to prepare the site for rebuilding. This would not only provide jobs for unemployment people, but it would enhance the neighborhoods where these houses are sitting. That would raise the value of the surrounding homes, which result in more home sales and would funnel more money into our economy. This is a win-win for the people, the housing industry, and the banks. And there are hundreds of other great solutions that you as citizens could suggest. If you see a problem that needs addressing, that is a beginning. Make the problem known to your congressman, and that representative will present the program to the committee in your state. The committee will then employ as many of our resources as possible to address the problem and provide employment to those that need jobs. By creating jobs for millions of Americans, there will be money to spend on goods and services and homes, which will then create the need for more jobs. This can be done if we work together. We can overcome this difficult time and prosper again. We have enormous resources in this country. We need to utilize those resources. To create jobs, together we can repair the damage of the last decade and look forward to the next century. With regard to medical care for our country, I would first repeal the Medical Health Care Act passed by Obama, and then I would repeal the laws that provide special and superior health care programs for the members of Congress and governmental branches. Everyone in the nation would be subject to the same choices for health care. This would ensure that all medical health care acts passed by our government would be fair, thoughtful, and affordable plans. The people of this country have to work within the structure of those acts, and the elected congressmen and all government employees and the president should also have to do the same. There is no reason that the very people that the public elect to represent them should receive special or superior treatment. This would ensure that the elected government officials will pass laws that are beneficial to all our people. With regard to security concerns due to the conflicts around the world, our great country has always had a large role in keeping world peace. Other countries and nations have always looked for us for stability and protection. We have always promoted and protected liberty, dignity, and integrity around the world. We face a grave danger that is global and ruthless. Unfortunately, this threat probably will exist for a very long time. We must be strong and steady and not complain, because what is at stake is liberty. We must send the message that the United States of America will not tolerate their hostile and aesthetic behavior. We are a nation that believes in God, and we will stand behind any nation that are being terrorized and lend our assistance. In this way, these terrorists will understand that to declare war on any nation, big or small, is to declare war on the United States of America. They will not succeed if we stand together. The message needs to be clear, strong, and certain. Under my guidance, the consequences for any attacks on us or on our brothers around the world will be massive and immediate. Whatever is required to support the stand, we must implement. We must make sure that our military is mighty and ready for immediate action. This will ensure that terrorists will know our intent and that we will respond with the intent to destroy them. By strengthening our military to follow through with this intent, we will be providing jobs for our country. This will improve morale and help the economy, and this will help the worldwide economy and protect many nations at the same time. Our work is cut out for us, but we can achieve all our goals. The most important and most precious natural resource this country has is our imagination and the freedom to create what we imagine. Let me say that again. The most important and most precious natural resource this country has is our imagination and the freedom to create what we imagine. Let us create new programs and new jobs that will result in increased sales and that will in turn create the need for more new jobs. Let us create a reasonable and affordable medical health care plan that provides excellent options for all citizens so we all live healthy and productive lives. Let us create more jobs to strengthen and secure the strongest military in the world and send a loud and clear message to the terrorists around the world. Let us work together to restore hope and vision to this great country. All we need is a plan. We have our work cut out for us, but we are not a lazy group of people, nor are we unintelligent. We are industrious and highly intelligent. Let us begin together to repair the damage of the last decade and look forward to the next century.